8:30 and 11:30. And just a heads up, there's no Q&A calls on Thursday, no live webinar on Thursday. I'll be speaking in Burlington, Vermont, so I'm not going to be here. We will have a first 15, but no Q&A calls on Wednesday. But today we have live calls at 8:30 and 11:30 for coaching clients. All right, let's get into marketing. And whenever we speak about marketing as a real estate agent, we actually talk about 5 things. I don't have a slide for this, so you might want to make a note of this one. So if you're doing something else, and you can take a moment to set it aside and grab a pen and paper, tablet, whatever you make notes on. There's 5 parts to successful marketing. The first one is markets, choosing your markets. What markets, your sphere of influence, your farm, what market or markets are you going to be marketing to? Are you going to be establishing your name as the realtor of choice? Markets. Number 2, message. What's the message that you're going to convey to those markets? You know, what is the message that every piece of marketing you do is going to convey to those markets? And of course, the key message for any real estate agent is that you're in real estate and you're good at it. So you want to look at every marketing piece and be sure that you are sending that message. Marketing, markets, markets, message, media. What media will you use? Will you use social media? What social media? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You know, will you use direct mail? Will you use some types of advertising in publications? What type of marketing will you do? So markets, and then message, and then media. And the fourth M, it's actually all 5 M's, is money. What will you budget, or what kind of a return will you look for on your marketing? So money, what kind of a return will you look for? And on Friday we said you want to be getting you want to find, build, get a 400 to 500% minimum, 4 or 5 times what you spend on marketing as a return on your marketing. And the last part is measurement. How will you measure that you're getting the return you want? How will you measure that your marketing is working? So you've got your markets, what markets, your message, what message will you send to those markets? What media will you use to send that message? What kind of return are you going to look, and how are you going to measure for that return? So those are the elements of marketing. And we said, as a real estate agent, your first 2 marketing priorities are your sphere of influence, or your spheres of influence, the people that you know and the people that know you. And the second would be farm areas, geographic areas where you make your name known as the agent of choice. I was working with a very strong agent at one point. She was already doing over $10 million in business a year, and she was stuck there, hadn't been able to quite break through. So I looked at her business and I said, okay, is it prospecting? Is it, skills? What is it that's holding her back? Is it building a team? And the first key was that it was marketing. That she had a tremendous reputation from people for the first 6 months after they worked with her, but after 6 months, people didn't remember who she was, or they may have remembered, but so we began a marketing campaign. We started a marketing campaign with her sphere of influence. So I had her build a sphere of influence list with email addresses, postal addresses, all the contact information from her sphere of influence. We created a strong marketing message. I mean, her marketing message was that she's consistent, professional, high-end, classy. So we created a very nice marketing image for her, marketing message for her, and then using direct mail, using some print advertising, a bunch of online messaging, we were able to build her reputation so that she went from 12 million to 18 million to 27 million to 53 million to 72 million dollars in business. And of course, along the way, we did more than marketing. We built her team, etc. But the key is that she clearly launched that with her marketing and kept it going and growing with her marketing. Now, after we built her sphere of influence marketing, I said to her, what markets would you like to market to? And she said, everything in the city over $300,000. Now, at that time, the average price range in the place she worked was about $180,000, but her own personal average was over $300,000. She worked the high end. And so we named we started to look around the area. We went to the MLS. We looked at all the areas, and she agreed. She didn't want to market all the areas, but there were many, many areas. So we literally targeted any area over $300,000, which included the lakefront, and by marketing to those areas with a message that she is the strongest agent on, with luxury homes and lakefront. She was soon known as the top agent among all those people, and that's the combination of her marketing along with building her team and good service. There's other stories about this particular agent. She's asked me in the past not to use her name, so I don't. But this particular agent also, for a while, I asked her one time, I said, what is the most important thing you may have learned from me over all these years? And she said, I learned how to take care of my clients. And I thought that was interesting because I didn't realize she had learned that from me, but along the way, we'd also learned good service. She said, man, before I started working with you, I was always getting complaint calls, and man, the phone would ring. I'd hate to pick it up for who would be calling. And she was already making a few $100,000 a year at this point. And she said, but Rich, working with you, I've learned to stay in touch with my people, have my team support my people, and it probably has made my business grow as rapidly as has my marketing. But those two things together, great marketing and great service, create a great business. So I want you to choose one of the following with regard to your sphere of influence. Okay, so we're talking about marketing, and we're saying that your first market that you want to be creating campaigns toward is your sphere of influence or your spheres of influence. And so we want to start with, there's 9, we list at Real Estate Grad School, 9 campaigns that you can engage in with your sphere of influence. And I put them somewhat in priority order. In the upper left is a campaign of referral reward system to be sure that when you get a referral from someone, anyone, that you immediately, I mean the same day, send a thank you note and a gift. It could be a small gift, could be a $5 or $10, $5, $10, $15, $20 gift certificate to Starbucks or your favorite, restaurant, coffee shop, etc. But the point being that you immediately, even if the referral turns into nothing, you want to reward the behavior of sending a referral. So referral reward system I like to put first because you can begin to do that right away. And if you're not doing that or you're behind on doing that, man, catch yourself up. There are transactions, sales, income, just by taking good care of the people who want to take care of you. Because you know what? They're really sending you a huge message. They like you, they trust you, and they want to help you grow. Second, random gifts. Now this falls under the same topic because it's a sphere campaign, sphere of influence campaign, that look back over the last year, keep track of the people who sent you those referrals, just make a list, and about once every 3 or 4 months, send some gift, some $10 or $20 gift to everyone who sent you a referral. Now, if you tell me, but Rich, what if 30 or 40 people send me a referral? That could be very expensive. Well, if 30 or 40 people sent you referrals, you've made tens of thousands of dollars on those referrals, even if only half of them worked out. So to spend, what's that, 30 or 40 people times $20 a piece to spend $600 or $800, $600 or $800 on gifts in order to nurture and encourage thousands or tens of thousands more. Pretty good return on your investment. Pretty smart way to spend your advertising or your marketing dollars. So random gifts is another one that you can do without a whole lot of preparation. You can start that now. Look back at all the people who may have sent you referrals. Send some random gift with a small note that says, thank you so much for thinking of me and referring so-and-so and so-and-so. Now, what if those people they referred didn't do business with you? No problem, because they'll remember that also, and they'll feel like they owe you even more. In the upper right, send regular intelligent mailings so that those same people and all the other people that you know and that know you, all the people in your spheres of influence, are getting regular maybe 6 to 12 times a year. Intelligent, because they show that you sell real estate and you're good at it, and their mailings. Now, can you do the same with email? Sure, right below that is email. You can, but emails are much harder to brand and much harder to establish. We've had many, many, many clients who had great email campaigns, and once they started their direct mail campaign, their business absolutely blossomed. Going down second row on the left, personal notes, another easy one to do on a daily basis. Send one or two, just notes saying thank you to whoever you can think of you might want to thank. Might be a past client, might be someone who just helped you out. Calls and texts. I make that a little further along because that takes a regular concerted effort. And I say just call one or two of the people from your sphere of influence and your past clients a day. And then the last row with drop-by visits, client parties, and referral contests. Those are a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more effort. Many of you can take that on. But those top three rows, first row, first priority, second row, second priority, third row, third priority, to really build your sphere of influence campaign. So I said, real estate agents' first priority is your spheres of influence. Second priority are your farms. So I'm going over this as an overview today, and over the next week or so, I'm going to get into details on exactly how to do many or all of these things. But today I just want to say sphere of influence a priority. Choose one of these to start working on now, and we'll be talking about them more over time. Secondly, farming is your second marketing priority. This is Kathy McWilliams. She's a top agent who built a tremendous business, became number one in her company of over 800 agents, and she's a top agent, and top agents farm. Top agents choose geographic areas where they do a lot of business, and they make themselves the go-to agent in those areas. How do they do it? By becoming the trusted expert. That in the area, to those people who live in the area, when they think I want to sell my house, they know that they ought to go to Terry Gobo, Terry Brannon, Taryn Peel, Warren Seeley, Vicki Zimmerman, that they ought to go to that person who's established themselves with their marketing, as the go-to agent. And I didn't mean to leave out any of you, except those are the few agents whose names were on my screen. There's many of you on the call this morning. Welcome. Farming is the next priority. And there are, and we're not going to have time to go over them all today because it's almost time to wrap up, but you choose a farm area. You drive by everything that's sold in the last year or two. You preview every home that's for sale in your farm area. So in the current moment, you know as much or probably more than any other agent about the homes for sale and the homes sold. You pursue every expired and for sale by owner in your farm, even if those are the only for sale by owners and expireds you pursue. You send once a year, initially and annually. You send a mailing that previews or reviews, I guess is a better word, reviews all of the sales in the farm area for the past 12 to 18 months. You regularly market and send postcards to the people in your farm area. And occasionally send something fun and interesting. You be part of community events that are already going on, set up more community events, create farm links, create a farm website. So, to wrap up, the key is top agents market to their sphere of influence and they farm. So I want you right now. Don't have to do this later today. You can do this right now. Make a commitment to have at least 3 marketing pieces sent to your farm and to your sphere of influence by the end of 2016. So by December 31st, 2016, all the people who know you have been reinforced that you sell real estate and you're good at it. And all the people in your selected farm or farm area or areas also have had at least 3 strong reminders that you are the go-to person who can get them the most for their house and get them happily moved. So once again, we have Q&A calls today at 8:30 and 11:30. One will start right now. If you're not already a coaching client, or if you've been a coaching client, you want to talk about returning. We have the most cost-effective, comprehensive coaching on earth with more tools, more support, more intelligence, and I challenge you to challenge me on that. And with that, hug the ones you love, make a great day, make a sale, and I will look forward to you next Monday, tomorrow on the live call, or whenever it is that we can help you next become Reach the potential that you know you're capable of reaching. Hug the ones you love. Make a great day. Make a great week. Make a sale. Bye.